Live to Washington. Former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney is with us now. Mick, as you look at these numbers tonight, I want to get your reflections on a point that my friend here and colleague Simon Jackman made earlier, where he said that Trump might motivate his base to come out and vote, but he certainly motivates a lot of Democrats too to get out and vote.
Yeah, it does. And we've actually talked about that on Sky a couple of times over the last several months, is that you're going to see that same dynamic again in 2024. It's one of the reasons that I've said that I think Donald Trump may be one of the few Republicans who could lose in 2024 against Joe Biden, because it's all about him. It becomes a referendum on him. And people either vote for him or against him. And that works okay for him in primaries, but it's not working out for him very well tonight in the general election. Now, it's still early, and we're all very frustrated here. I'm in Washington, D.C. at CBS News, and everybody's frustrated with how slow the reporting is. You've got some districts in New York that have only reported 10 or 20% now after 5 hours of counting. So it's extraordinarily frustrating. It looks like it's not going to be a red wave. But if it's not, then you're looking at Donald Trump probably losing some very high-profile races tonight through his surrogates.
And Mick Mulvaney, the path to 51 seats in the Senate is a narrow one indeed now for the Republicans.
It is, especially Pennsylvania, and it looks like it's going to go Democrat. That's not. It's too early to make that final determination. But it looks like the the votes that have not been counted yet are heavily Democrat, and if that works out, it means that Fetterman will win. The Democrat will win that Senate race. That's a flip for the Democrats, which means the Republicans would have to pick up 2 other seats, which would be probably only Arizona and Nevada at this time, and it doesn't look particularly good in Arizona, looking fairly good for them, at least in the last polling for Nevada. So it's going to be very, very close. It may well come down to the fact that control of the Senate relies once again on Georgia. It looks like neither of the candidates there will get the necessary 50% in that state, which means 5 weeks from now we'll have another election, a re-election in Georgia for the control of the Senate, just like we did 2 years ago.
Mick Mulvaney, when you look at the politics of the United States right now, it's such an intriguing sort of patchwork of issues and people and parties, where you say in Georgia, the Republican governor has a big win, but he had to fight Trump to get the nomination. So you've got the Republican Party divided. You've got DeSantis having a big win in Florida, again, now looming as the big rival for Trump if he does, as expected, announce his candidacy for the nomination.
And then you've got all those data points are absolutely correct. Then you look at Ohio, where the Trump picked surrogate, a guy named J.D. Vance, won by 8 points today, which is a tremendous margin in a swing state like that. So really is all over the map. The takeaway right now, though, as we sit here and go just past midnight here on the East Coast of the United States, is that there is no real definitive outcome here. You sort of wish one way or the other that one party would do really well, and you sort of know where the country is headed. It looks like we'll be just as divided tomorrow as we were yesterday, and that's going to be tough for the next 2 years.